Well, good afternoon. It's 23rd at 11th 2017, and yeah, you're probably imagining what it is you're looking at here. Shipping container, what's the big deal about that? Well, you'll find out shortly. There's just about 20 odd vintage line shaft driven machine tools in there, and have a load more in the storage in another container down at the bottom of the yard. Right, well, anyway, pan round to this. This is a radial drill that I've got. It's made by William Asquith of High Road Wells, Halifax. Date wise, can't be 100% sure. I'm suggesting it's First World War period. Could be just after, maybe 1920s. Anyway, let's get a closer look at it and I'll give you a quick overview. So we'll start at the business end, of course, which is the cutting head. I think it's a foremost taper, is this? Yeah. Somebody put an Insta brake on it at one time. How much good that did for the gears, I don't know. That'll be coming off. It's remarkably complete and in original condition. It has been worked, obviously. You know, I mean, there's a few bits of wear on it, but it's not got to the point where it's taken done any damage to pressure angles on gears and things like that, which are usually an indicator of things out of alignment and stuff. Right, anyway, this wheel here is what traverses the drilling head across, and it works on obviously this rack that we have right here. This wheel here raises and lowers the quill spindle, and this is your power feed. You lock it on or off. It's just all what it is just a taper in there, that's all. It just locks it on and off. One thing I've noticed, sorry, just bear with me a minute. Yeah, one thing I have noticed is with this and certain of the older machines, they're full of nice little brass features on them. There's an oil sight glass there, there's quite a few brass rating plates on it and stuff like that. Typical headboarding. What this also has is, if you look here, you've got a castellation which you can, if I can get it, no, I can't. Hold on a minute, I'm doing this with a phone in my hand, for God's sake. Yeah, basically it knocks that in and out. And that's your fine feed, which you can on your wheel here. Cast iron box table. I put my torch next to it, get a bit of scale. There's about half a ton there on its own. The whole machine probably weighs about 3.5 ton. This one here is your main drive, which runs into this gearbox here. You've another castellation here that engages this piece here, which obviously runs on this acme thread, and so by bringing this in out with this lever here, you can then use, once you put that in like so, you can then use your raise and lower, and that will now raise and lower the arm. What that does, this arm here, is it operates it's essentially a differential, and by locking one or the other side up, it gives you forward and reverse. The locking handle, obviously locking handle for rotating the arm, and then you raise and lower. Gearbox, A, B, C and D, and a splitter. Splitter will work in any forward hose, so it's a 2-splitter. Faster loose pulley, it's missing the belt ship at the moment. There are old prints. I think the earliest one I've seen, no print of this is dates 1905, so nobody's basic design goes back to that time. Rating plate here, which might be interesting. Get a close up on it. I don't know if you can see, it's 5" at 36 RPM. You can't even buy a 5" drill now. They use an old sort of rotor broach. I'll give you an indication of the torque curves that something like this can generate. You won't want to get grabbed by it, let's put it that way. And so there we go. It's basically in good nick, needs a rebuild though. Well, that's that. I'm sorry I'm not very good at these YouTube videos and stuff. I'm sure I'll get better as I move along. It's the first video I've done, so please forgive me. I'll just pause this now and then I'll open the container and give you a shine torch and you have a quick look at that lot. It's all packed in solid in there, but you'll get an idea. Oh well, back again. First of all, I'm sure that Keith Ruck and Keith Fenner will recognise what we've got here. Is a 15 or 14.5 inch swing. It's a centre lathe, south bend, 6 foot bed. Between 1920 and 1930 I think these are. Somebody's taken the liberty of slapping green paint on it. I'll rebuild it. I'll probably paint them, pretty much all my stuff a flat matte black oil base, and then polish up the stuff, you know, handles, things like that. They look quite well like that. So there's a load of pulleys down there, cast iron pulleys. I keep grabbing these whenever I can because they're getting damned hard to get hold of. And I've quite a few counter shafts and stuff as well. Diesel generator, it's not a generator, it's a welder, is this? Rock weld. It's a twin cylinder Leicester HR. I think they're about 18 brake. This will weld 330 amp continuous and 400 amp maximum pure sine DC. I mean, that's a brute of a set, is that? This here is one I picked up. Self-explanatory really, whetstone wheel. Yeah, it's just completely seized up at the moment and whatnot, so it'll need obviously stripping, rebuilding, but I liked it, I thought it had a nice shape to it, so I bought that. Just behind it we've got a walking, this one's an EZ, it's a spindle moulder, as you can tell. There's not many VZs around, the early ones that is, that runs off a line shaft, which this is an example of. Further back here, I'll just get me, you know, I'm just going to get my torch actually, I've left it on that drill, just bear with me. Right, let's have a look here. Don't know if you can see that very well, sorry if it's making you dizzy. You can't really see it that well. It's what I've got in the back there is a Jones and Shipman pillar drill. There's well over a ton there. It's these were sold under the new Century name. I've seen a print of one of these again about 1910. I'll suggest this is just maybe out of the First World War, just after. That's got 4-step pulley on it, 2-speed splitter, 4 power feeds. It's a 4 Morse taper. It'll play with a 3-inch drill, that. If you can see further at the back there, it's, there's another radial drill. They're referred to as sensitive radial drills. I don't think there's anything particularly sensitive about it. Didn't know it would buy. Turns out it's a Pollard, Fred Pollard, and there's not many of us around. It might look a little bit all over the place, but I know where everything is on it, so no. Anyway, just give me a sec. Sorry about that, guys. That's my van, the white one there. Obviously that orange one is my mate's, and he was wanting to know. Well, I thought he might want me to move mine, but he doesn't, so we can crack on. If you can notice here, we've got a couple of bandsaw wheels there. Well, that's off it's a Watts of Sheffield, 24-inch wheels then, 2 foot. Machine itself stands at just over 6 foot. Had to strip it down basically to get it in, and that was epic actually, trying to get that out from where it was as well, where it was stored. I'll show you the frame to this, it's actually outside. Yep, that's the frame for it. Well, actually really it's been covered up, but he wants to put it inside, does it? Obviously I have to remember this is my first YouTube vid, so I'm sorry if it comes across a bit amateur. It's just to give you an idea, that's all. They'll get better as I get along. Oh, there's a wood lathe bed there, and that was it 5-6 foot or something like that, I think that is. I have another one, you can't see it, it's further back, it weighs over half a ton, that machine, when it's all built up. You might just be able to make it out. I think the best thing to do with this now is we'll call it a day with this particular video, and as I start bringing these things out for well, obviously for rebuilding, restoring, and all the rest of it, then we can you'll get some better stuff, some better footage, and obviously there's quite a bit to do. Some of it's mainly just strip down, rebuild, repaint, the usual stuff, clean them up, you know, make sure they're running square and all that lot. There are others that need some welding. There's a G. Herbert mechanical hacksaw, it's right at the back, you can't see it, but that's something, I think something dropped on that at one time, and if you look at where the damage, it kind of runs across it at an angle, and that various parts, so something's dropped on it at an angle, and again, and that, you know, it's not something we can't get back, there's a bit of work to do on it, but it's quite a rare piece, so you know, that's what saved it. There's a nice counter shaft down there what I picked up, and that's got a step pulley on it, fast and loose as well. I try and grab them wherever I can, they are getting hard to get now. And before anybody says anything about stuff on this lathe bed and that, there are no metallic components resting on this lathe bed. They are flat belts only. Believe me, I was careful about that, and I am particular about that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's just a basic overview. There's another one of these, it's similar to this, it's a Denby, but it's like a hard stone grinder. It's for grinding up tool, you can grind metal on it or whatever, as opposed to this just being mainly for tools. And that thing weighs a bloody ton as well. So there's plenty to be going on with there. I have a load more stuff down at the other lockup as well. Anyway, try and go over slowly so we're not making you dizzy when you're watching. If anybody chooses to. That's just end on really with this drill, and I think we'll call that it. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, and obviously if you like what you see, just give us, you know, thanks, or I don't know, whatever it is you do on YouTube. I would say if you want to subscribe, but I don't think we're quite in that zone at the moment, and that was our first video, but that, as I say, is that, and thank you for taking the time to have a butcher's. Bye for now.